going to qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix here today. And now we will, as I do always
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what...
Now we'll cut into the 20... No, we won't, because there's a flare here.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours.
No, that ain't cold. No.
It's got to be a relief to qualify that far up the grid.
It gives us a great opportunity to show off our electric power.
Do you have any comments about this team? Great. Well, that's everything.
As our teammate rival is Romain Grosjean with 8 acclaim right now we have, and we are now cutting over to the 2020
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today here at the oldest circuit on the calendar. Monza hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6 mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to talk to you about Valtteri Bottas. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Ocon, Sebastian Vettel and Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Perez and Lance Stroll, Albon, Magnussen, Carlos Sainz and Giovinazzi, the engineer, Grosjean, Daniel Kvyat and Kimi Raikkonen. Gasly and George Russell ends our grid lineup. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
as we're P15 here.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
To mediums now. Just putting the in there, and this is.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down. Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. We're looking good so far. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Use your overtake button more, it's time to utilize some of this energy. In this lap, push now. Careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now. Go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. .5 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. Okay, the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10. The gap to the car ahead is 4.1 seconds. Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards. All respect to the fans' choice, they fully deserve it. But I just feel that my pick had a little more on their plate, so there are...
And that was just...
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations. That was a close finish. How are things between... It was more like Dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Appreciate your time.
As we do finish off with Claire, as we are, I think we're beating Romain Grosjean in the rivalry, and we are now coming up to 9 acclaim now. We are, and that